Let me switch lenses. It just takes a second.
Yeah, everything was soaking wet too. I had to wipe it all off.
Are we filming?
Yeah.
Do we have audio?
Yeah.
We have audio for me and Danner.
Me?
Yes.
Am I lighting up?
Yep.
So we're back on the GDI system, and the job was sold. We are going to be doing a high pressure pump. My brother has already pulled everything apart. Danner, you were just going to tell me about the tools. Where's the rail so we can have it in front of us?
It's right here, kind of
okay.
organized right here.
Organized chaos,
yeah,
as usual.
Right here, so
okay.
that's the rail. These are the
so
injectors.
They showed like a slide hammer being used
to pull those out.
Why would you need a slide hammer to pull that
there's
out?
a slip ring in here.
Is
you know
that
what
the
I mean?
little
That's a
piece
sealing
I
ring.
was seeing on the camera?
All the
Look
little
how tiny that
points.
is.
Yeah, the little
it looked
points.
so much bigger in the combustion chamber,
Yeah.
didn't it?
It did.
Didn't it? Yeah, you can't see those.
He'll see it.
I can't even see them with my
You're old.
with my naked eye.
Quit moving. Damn, dude.
You don't want me to spin it?
I mean,
Anyway,
you
why would you need a
wasted 10 minutes of editing time right now.
Shut up. Is that the seal on the
That's-
bottom?
That's some kind of sealing ring, and I think that's what probably sticks it in the bore.
That's why
know
you
what I
need
mean?
a
I think
slide
there's
hammer.
another one down here too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
like a Teflon ring or something.
Because there's tools to actually put those things on, but we got new, so we don't care.
Right, right.
You know?
And I remember a guy giving us info on Facebook, about the tools for the seals you don't need if you're replacing them.
Yeah. Anyway, when I asked Matt if he had any slide hammer tools, the snap-on Matt.
Yeah.
And he's like, he knows the guys at Schultz, you know what I mean? And their engine guy, he talked to him. He's like, do you guys use tools to do that? He's like, no. He's like, first of all, don't break the plastic body off of the metal part or you're in trouble. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He said, other than that, spray some penetrating oil. So what I did is I had my needle nose vice grips on there.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at. But I put my needle nose vice grips since I knew I don't care if I ruin them.
Right.
And I pinched like down in here so I could get across this section and down into this section.
Yeah.
And then I just kept twisting it until it started rotating. And then I got a lady slipper on the head and pulled
Nice.
up, actually hit my pliers
Yeah.
to pull it up out. So that's
that
all I
works.
had to do.
Okay.
Because the service manual showed pulling them out.
Yeah.
And the ones that don't come with the rail, then use the slide
hammer,
But
yep.
this one actually came out with the rail.
And
You
this
can see
is
it's in.
which one's number 4? This one.
Yeah, this one. And unfortunately, this one was the hardest one to get out.
Yeah.
And I did crimp onto the tip here, so I could have ovaled that. I mean, I would not want to reuse it.
No, we're not
you know
going
what I
to
mean?
anyway.
So-
Yeah. But I
that-
wonder if we can see the inlets. Like the one guy had mentioned, like baskets being in there. I'm not going to see anything in that.
Well, here, look.
But the other thing too that was mentioned, and you did see metal. I'm kind of jumping the gun here, but before we cover that, Danner, look at the way the rail is. Can we justify, like, if it's metal and debris that caused it? Your number 4 is way over here, and the fuel comes in here, so it's going to be these. I would imagine, that is the furthest one away.
Because it's returnless, this is going to pull up. You know what I mean? It's probably going to start building up over here. You know what I mean?
Why would it go that way?
Well, because you got a fuel. No, I mean, it's going to branch out.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? This one being.
Furthest away.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess. Yeah.
It is the furthest away from the number 4 is physically the furthest away from that inlet.
Yep.
So it is very possible that debris and then I asked.
And I want to say that I'm not for sure, but I want to say when I talked to Pete about this, number 2 was also a misfire. He was going for it
He
first.
said it
which
changed on him.
Yeah.
Yep. Can I pull this one out? What's holding that in?
Nothing. Just the O-ring.
Just the O-ring?
Yeah. And then there's this. There's the
This
new
one has
little-
not been out
It
yet.
has not. So.
So we want to see what comes out of that.
You want some paper
But
towels or
you
something?
caught some fuel though too. Show me. You
Well,
have.
when you open the door here, catch this. When you open the door, it self-primes.
So all right, hold on. We're gonna have fuel come out of here as soon as he opens the door. Right? Can you see that tip?
Put your finger right in front of it.
That's
One
all
more
right.
time, Danner.
I won't do it again.
It won't.
No, I think it's kind of like there's a timeout. I'll try it. It kind of shocked me because I was setting up to catch something. I was going to turn the key on, and as soon as I opened the door, it came out. And
All right.
luckily, I had something in there just for the heck of it.
Okay, so we
But what I
want,
was saying last night is if you want to put the line back on and,
I know.
and aim it and just
So we
crank
can
it
get
once,
the high
just so we
pressure-
can see what the
so we were talking about that, like,
so what's the worst you're gonna do? Burn a hole in the bottom of a
did you say you saw something
here,
in here
come over
though?
to this one. So this is the first one that I had set up. To me, there is some shiny
Like
pieces in there.
like Gold Rush.
Like this was clean, you know what I mean? See the shiny piece of metal down in the corner?
Not the black thing that's
Not the
in, I
black.
see it
You
right
see
there.
it?
I see it too.
And this was in this box just full of oil. I mean I cut this.
Let me see that up. Let me see
I
that.
cut that.
Oh,
and
totally. That's a huge
Yeah.
piece. See if your camera can catch that.
So I mean it's small
It's
enough
right
though-
next to the black debris. There's a piece of metal. It would help
Yeah.
if I like move it back.
Yeah,
and
I got it.
you
but
can see it.
it's small enough to get through the injectors, right? You know what I mean? Because where's the smallest hole? I saw something.
But this is exact. There's more than there's.
Oh no, there's a lot. And then I did it again the second time, and I didn't really look into this one. I don't know.
I don't see it. There's definitely ones in here, man. There's like, I feel like this is Gold Rush for real. They talk about colors. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I saw 3 before I quit.
Dude, there's a ton in this corner right here. Right there.
Yeah.
Right there, right there, right there.
Yeah.
Me and Danner were laughing about what we were gonna do. We wanted to get the high pressure pump moving and operating and see what kind of metallic pieces come out of there. I don't wanna do that. There's no reason to send 700 PSI of pressure at something and, you know?
Hey, I got 18 fire extinguishers.
Well, let's pull it off though and see what comes out of it, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And then, what was the other thing? Oh, we need to clean that rail. I want to
Yeah, that's the thing that concerned me. Like, what if they're telling you in the bulletin if you need to replace the pump, replace this hose or this line?
Yes, because it's one-time use.
It's not because of debris.
No,
just
it's a one-time use. As soon as you take those
it's
off, they
like-
want you to replace them
because it's a tapered seat.
Yep.
And it probably Okay, that makes more sense.
Yep.
I'm like, well, if you're worried about metal getting stuck in there, what
no,
about that?
they want you to replace this line just simply because of the pressure that's under that.
Okay, all right.
And so we're definitely going to follow protocol on that front, you know? But do we have, let's see.
I just want to see all the other ones. I just
I
want
know, but
I want to see which way this sat, because this is the
Okay.
part that pushes down on the body and then probably seats this. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yes.
I want to say they want you to, I don't know if the new ones came, they wanted you to replace these
The clips.
only because there's probably some spring tension involved, and I think this is the way it's actually pushing it down into the cylinder, because it's snapping around the injector real nice here.
We want to dump this onto some paper towels.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get paper towels. Hold on. I really want to thank our community for helping us out with this and telling us about the cause, like the root cause, and pointing us in the direction of this high pressure pump. I believe after seeing the metallic debris that is exactly what it is. Now, what is failing inside of these, I'm not sure, but I would encourage you guys, make sure you read the comments, because you're gonna learn even more, because I have people like you who already helped me on Facebook on that post, experts in this field that are in here and commenting, and I learn from you guys too. So make sure you read the comments. We're all learning together. Absolutely, we're changing the high pressure pump, as at least 3 or 4 you mentioned, do all 4 injectors and the high pressure pump. And you know, when I questioned further, that's what was talked about, was metallic debris from that pump. Whether or not running these low on fuel was the catalyst too, with damage here. This is a higher mileage system, 140,000 miles almost. And the other thing too, my one friend mentioned, was about failures inside the injectors themselves is a possibility as well. But that debris that we saw is not good. How's this come off, Danner? You want to just pull straight out? And that clip then does what?
All that is just wrapping around the body of the injector, and I think that's how it's keeping tension down in the block. That's probably the part that's pushing it back
Once you
in.
bolt the rail
probably
down.
do it gently and it'll push it in, you know what I mean?
Yes,
so there's
I do.
no clip actually holding it in the rail, because where's it going to go after
Okay,
that,
yeah,
you know what I
makes
mean?
sense, yeah.
I was able to blow through the second one when I first pulled it off.
So what should we do to clean that? Maybe some brake clean in the one end, or maybe take this pressure sensor off and go up there? Like, what do we do? What do you think?
I don't know. Is there like a seal behind us? I'm half tempted to not
not,
touch
I'm with
that
you.
only because I didn't order
Agree.
anything for
I
that.
agree.
If there's
Let's-
a gasket.
Let's just do some brake clean in here and see what comes out the other end.
Let it dry.
Yeah, and see what we get.
Start sleuthing.
There's some chunks like that just came out.
Yeah, I saw here, here, and here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the worst scenario would be to put it back together with crap still in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's pieces right. There's black pieces that came out. This stuff. Anything metallic? Yeah, there's more. That's all through here. Here and here and here, here. There's a lot in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
And it doesn't
5,
dissolve
6.
whenever I.
There's a lot of debris in here and
I wonder
here.
if it's that metal. See it on my finger right there?
The middle finger too.
Well, now I gotta blur it. Put it on your other finger.
No, it's fine. It is metallic.
It is metallic. It just stuck to my magnet.
It sure did.
I was
here,
sitting
put
here-
that magnet on that
I
one.
was sitting here rolling it in my hand.
Stick it. Yeah. Stick it. Nice.
Oh yeah,
That's
freaking
metallic.
metal.
Do that. Do these ones too, right here.
Come on, man. How many times are we gonna do
I don't know, a
this?
couple times.
Repeatability.
Yes.
That was not
That's
metal.
dirt. Grab that
Right here.
one.
No.
That one
one's
was
metal.
nice.
But yeah, I was
Chunks of metal.
I
So-
can roll this in my hand.
So,
and
dude,
it doesn't dissolve.
we need to clean the shit out of this rail. Like how
I've just put it in the parts washer and just let it run for a couple hours while you're screwing around with everything else.
Let me do this one more time. See what else we can get out
Here,
of here.
wait. Come on, you got to start fresh, man.
True.
You already saw it.
True.
Oh, that's what it was. The pinhole on this side. If you saw how small the hole is on this side, nothing big's gonna make it through there.
Really?
Like that's a small little hole.
Watch your eyes.
With your eyes.
What's your eyes? Did it get in your? you put your head down there. You're like, watch your eyes.
I'm blind.
Where's your safety glasses?
They're up your ass, you know it. Ah! I see the thumbnail right now. I said I was gonna always have safety glasses on now too. My safety glasses with readers.
Never be too careful.
Yeah, man, I'm always gonna have safety glasses on now. But I left them in my truck. See any more metallic pieces coming out of there?
Oh, you're gonna have to let it dry.
All right.
Okay.
Either way, we got
seen
this.
enough.
Yeah.
So
Let's pull this high pressure pump off.
I'm gonna just run this through the parts cleaner.
Yeah.
There, it's flowing out of into
Everything.
one out of everything.
The only
so
thing we'd have to worry about is this little corner
I'll
up there.
flip it around in 10 minutes and run it the other
There
way.
you go. I like it. Let's watch Danner take it off.
What? Come on, man. I got an important oil change to do.
We like your company. Everybody's been asking for you to be on camera more. When's your brother gonna start making videos again?
In bleep form, I am. It's under a little spring. I wonder if we could take that apart. Probably not without cutting it and creating our own metal.
Right? Like catch anything that came. I don't know. That'd be the oil side though. There shouldn't be anything
I put the
there.
spark plugs back in. So.
Okay, that's just the pump side. That's not where our debris. Our debris is gonna be inside of that.
Yeah.
So we ain't gonna see. We might be able to hose that out. Can we do that? I mean, we already did a flow test with fuel. I want to take it apart.
Well, you could do that later. Or well, actually, yeah, you could do it now because you don't care about the rest of it. This almost looks crimped on.
The cap at the top.
Here, I'll let
Yep.
you mess around.
Why is that red inside?
Where'd that come from? Oh, this is a lubricant.
It's penetrating oil. I'm like, why is it that color? New pump.
You'd almost have to cut the top ring off of this thing to get down inside of it.
Yeah.
Well, that looks right.
It would be sweet to take it apart though. I want to. Problem is if I'm using something to like cut it, we're just gonna have metal shavings everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
But I really would like to see the inside of this. It does look crimped on, doesn't it? That top piece. That ain't ever coming off. Not easily. Let's cut it. Look at all this gasoline sitting everywhere. Let's cut it and have a fire.
Well, just get rid of all those three freaking. Come on, man! Can't you just Google, see how they come apart first? No.
No.
You saw all you needed to see, right?
I saw all I needed to see.
Just put it all right there. We'll just look for the shiny spots.
So there's a pulse damper. That's a pretty good picture. Thanks, autonerds.com. I'm not gonna take this apart. Yeah, to get into that level, taking this top off is not gonna help me see down in there. Because down in here is where your wear and tear is gonna take place, I guess. So there's a damper at the top, and then
Okay.
this control valve goes all the way through. So really, taking this out would be key. I'm not gonna pull this apart, man. I'm not. I mean, it'd be nice to see what fails in there, but whether or not it's coming from the valve. And my guess, Danner, is it's gonna be coming from in here. This is your area of wear. This is where that piston's going to move up and down in the bore area. You'd have to get, so if anything, if we could get the bottom of that out, but how are you going to do that? That looks like it's staked over. Like that would be the piece to probably take out. But in my opinion, that's where your wear is going to come from.
Yeah, probably from the bore. I wonder if they just slide the valve in from here, and this is all like molded together.
Right.
You know what I mean? And crimped over from the inside, and then they slide the valve in. That's why there's that little plate. And it's probably in a groove too. I don't know. I'd pull that off and pull the plate off and see if you can get the valve out. You know what I mean?
I'm not.
No.
I'm done.
Okay.
As far as final pieces of this, Danner did warn the customer of all the variables here. This is, of course, going to get an oil change, having however long. Do we know how long they drove it this way? Did they say?
He said he went, I don't know, he took his mom to the hospital or something, and on the way home it just started doing it.
So it happened relatively, some of the guys were like, there's no way that 3 injectors stuck open at the same time, and that very well may be, but within the same drive. He made it home, and then
he got the Pete's, but then it got towed from Pete's.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you saw, because he had to push it in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
this was catastrophic.
Yeah. So whatever happened, it probably made it to 1, start misfiring real heavy, and then, like you were saying before, Pete had 1 misfire, and I think they did a coil and a plug, and then it moved cylinders, and then it was multiple cylinders, and Pete's like, there's something else going on, so he stepped away. You know
so this happened in a relatively short period of time. All 3 injectors stuck
open. All
open.
the crud in there. Like this was clean. All that junk we dumped on
you
here.
can see some
here, there,
metallic piece right there too. That's probably metal right there.
Even some of the bigger ones were.
Yeah, that's metal.
Yeah.
Right here. See if you can pick that silver one up.
Where am I heading?
Right in front of my pinky. Yeah.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, they picked it up. Yep.
Even some of the dark things are metal, like that one was.
Yep.
So if something bad
So
happened.
you think we should pull a fuel sample from the tank real quick?
I would probably.
Let's open the door. Is that going to give me a prime?
Wait, let's put something in that. Well, we're going to change the oil anyway, so who cares?
Oh yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, it should. Do you want a new one? Do you want to spray that out?
Here, let's just wipe it. Here, spray it. Yeah.
Here, open your eyes.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep. Nothing.
Then I'll turn the key on. Maybe it's an overnight thing. I don't know. Ready?
Yep.
Anything?
Nope. Yep. Lots more than what I needed. Dude, there's a metallic flake right there. That might have still been in here. See in the
Let's try it again. Let's get a new one.
Yeah, I want to. It's in the very bottom corner. Let me just clean this out. Do this one more time. Make sure that that wasn't still sitting in there. It could have been. We know we don't have anything in that one. That's
just engine oil, but so what? It'll just dilute it.
Wait.
What, I got metal shavings from my razor blade? Am I putting metal shavings in people's cars?
No. No. Yeah, there's debris in there.
What?
It was from your knife.
Oh. I mean, I guess it is old. Just a razor blade.
It was just a piece of dirt is what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it almost looks like there's pieces in here, like it's not pieces of anything, but there's like little specks in here that is misleading. I'm gonna wipe this out with paper towel. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I got that.
You didn't, I covered it. Okay, that looks good. I see no debris in there whatsoever. Yeah, it's funny. Were we talking about the lifetime? Wait, what is that? What is that? On that corner right there. That's metallic. Dude, so where's this coming from then? There's 2 pieces up top. Right there. 3 pieces, 4 pieces. See it?
I see one of something.
Okay, here's something though too. GDI systems like this, the return is actually back on the pressure side. So you're getting full strokes the whole time, right? If you have to put that fluid somewhere. You with me? And what they're doing is they're dumping it back on the pressure line. Those chunks of metal right there could still be from that pump. And that we want to cycle this a few more times and flush that line a little bit more. Think about what, as the pump's operating full stroke, and let's say you only want a 1/4 stroke of pressure, where's the rest of that go? Back into the pressure line. If you watch and scope test a high pressure GDI pressure sensor, you'll see these big oscillations on the signal wire because they're dumping back into the low pressure side of the system. And you wouldn't think it can do that, but it does because you're at 700 PSI compared to 50 PSI, you can absolutely backfeed the 700 into 50 or whatever. But that's what they're doing. And that could still be coming from our GDI pump. We'll do it a couple more times. Make sure
Yeah, you almost have to. I only saw that one, and I stuck it with my screwdriver, and I don't see anymore, but I don't have my glasses on, so.
I saw a couple real small ones. Let me dump this. All right, Danner. Let's do it again. 12 o'clock. Little tiny piece. Couple in there. I mean, it's so small, but it's there, man. And it's metallic, so where else is that going to come from? We don't want to do this job again.
No,
we don't. Let's do a couple more. I want a clean one.
Ready?
Yep. That's better. Oh, nope. One flake. Son of a bitch. This is crazy. All right, let's do it again. Yeah, you want to do a couple? Yeah, give me another one. Okay, this one's clean, Danner. Okay, I'm comfortable with where we are. Nope, it's not clean. I got one decent size one. What do we do?
These cars have filters.
Yeah, except the filter on this one, it says even in the service manual, or on the service info, it says lifetime fuel filter. So what's a lifetime fuel filter mean? It means it's built into the fuel pump.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are we in a drop the tank, change the fuel pump mode here? I don't like that. How much do we flush it, That's a pretty big flake, man. There's like 2 in there. Uncharted territory. Now, if it's my car, I think I'm gonna want to drop the tank. We're changing all these parts. I mean, it does do what I said. It still could be coming from the pump, because it does feed back into the high pressure side or into the low pressure side. Not one piece, the first clean one we got. If I can get a couple more clean ones like this one, then I'm gonna be okay with this. Okay. Feel a lot better now. Okay. Okay, good. That kind of gives me a sigh of relief, because this customer is in some big dollars as it is. I don't know, $1,700 probably where we are right now. I like it. I don't see any metal in this at all. Or did I speak too soon? I did. 1, 2 colors in here. So that was like probably 10 different primes. I hate to be wasting fuel, but I gotta know, man. I have to know. Yeah, see, there's a flake still staying in here. Yeah, dude, there's a couple flakes, like I can't get them out. So we could have been looking at the same flakes like each time. A new container's probably the answer. Or a blowgun, if I knew where my brother's blowguns were. Looks pretty good. Fire in the hole. There's one, very bottom. I don't know, I'm gonna pick it out. That's not a flake. That's like a white spot on the bottom of this freaking thing. Yep.
More?
Every time I do it. Do you see it? Yeah, I see 1, 2, at least 2.
Like,
this job just got more expensive because something's going on. Something's coming from the tank, and that's been like 15 to 20 cycles. That should be enough to flush that line.
yeah.
I don't have a choice but to tell him to drop the tank, and that was one I absolutely cleaned out. Danner,
What?
come here.
No. I don't want to know what you want to tell me.
I know you don't, but
So
this
his tank pump had to have
is
pumped all this shit through here.
every time I've cycled the key, I'm getting pieces. Every single time. This is like the 20th time we've cycled the key, and like at 6 o'clock, there's 2 pieces at the bottom. They're small, but they're there.
I see one.
And there's one right next to it. And Caleb said he saw other ones. I couldn't
You can
see
see
them.
one in the bottom left corner.
But I mean, I'm telling you, Danner, I sprayed it and air dried it, and every single time I cycle the key, I'm getting pieces. Every time. It could still be remnants of the high pressure pump. Remember,
Can we like energize it and just pump the tank out and just fill up a couple washer fluid jugs? I mean, is there a way to turn the pump on?
I can turn the pump on bidirectionally with the scan tool. Want me to clean one of these jugs out?
What's that?
Want me to clean this out? You wanted a larger sample, is what you're saying?
That's all. I just want to pump a couple gallons out.
Well, we could do a gallon.
Because some of your forum people said running it low on gas. You know, I asked him, and he's like, no, when it gets down to a quarter tank, I fill it up. But that's...
You're not going to be able to see what I'm doing. Just running the pump bidirectionally. I have the engine computer commanding the relay on. We're running the in-tank pump, checking the fuel level. Yeah, this is showing like, it's still showing like just under a quarter tank. So we're gonna need more than 2 gallons. I mean, that's a pretty good fuel sample right there.
Just do another one. I got to cut my grass later.
Yeah, I'd put this in my lawnmower all day long. I'd be thinking that should be higher pressure than that. But you want to let them sit, and then what?
I'm going to let them sit, and then I'm just going to dump that stuff into into another jug, you know what I mean, and see what's at the bottom. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Cut it open or
Make
whatever.
your call from there. And I know we do, like, it is as I described, where we do dump back into the system. It's gonna be real hard to see the specs like on a clear container.
No, we're gonna let it settle, which it probably already did, and dump most of it into something else. You know what I mean?
Got any paint strainers?
I do. I actually do for Honda.
Do you want to
Training.
run this one through a paint strainer, this gallon? Okay, don't do it. Turn it on. Okay, that works. We might be being a little bit nitpicky, but I mean, given this being our first one,
Something held them things open, right?
yeah, well, we know what held them open. All those pieces of metal. All right, so that's like a whole gallon run through that. Nothing on this, Danner. Nope, that's a whole gallon, and there is not one flake on that. You know, with the amount we were seeing early on.
I think it's just something you had to flush out.
Yep.
Are you
And
confident?
well, I'm fairly, and I think those pieces were from the high pressure pump. Still, just just over a long period of time, it's gonna settle in that line. You're gonna have it. He keeps leaving me. I want to know what he wants me to do. I need a final call here, but I'm comfortable with what I just saw on that full gallon. All right, I'm gonna do one more gallon, and if I don't see any debris in this filter, then I'm gonna say we do not need to drop the tank. So that is the plan.
Shouldn't you use a different filter since you're...
No, there's nothing in there.
Yeah, but your fingers were all over.
I know it's gonna be dirty, but the fuel's gonna clean it, and I'm looking for the debris. So starting to get some bubbles because the tank's running empty here.
Isn't that bad for your fuel pump?
Well, I mean, at this point we don't care. But a lot of people think, oh, you're at the bottom of the tank, that's when you pull debris off the bottom. That's not true. The pump is always pulling off of the bottom of the tank. So it's not like pulling fuel from the bottom is what ruins it. It's it's like an old wives' tale that never died.
I got more bottles over there if you want to just like.
Oh, it's almost empty. This is the 4th gallon, and the last gallon I had no debris, Danner. I think we're gonna be okay. I think it was just pieces from the high pressure pump.
That just floated back in there, but that was probably good to do that. Uh-oh, it's magic.
There you go, brother.
Broham.
That's 2 gallons run in the bottom of that, just in the very bottom cone. We'll flip this over and look at it.
Of course, the mesh would have to be shiny. Well, Caleb will see it.
But
in
I
the
mean,
edit.
if there
He'll be
was-
like,
if
oh,
there was-
Dad, there was a piece in there.
There's nothing. There's nothing. Nothing!
Hey, which one was your first one? This one.
I don't know. I'm gonna do this one more time now, because every time I was doing this,
You smack yourself with that yet?
every time I was doing this, I was getting metal flakes.
I know.
Every single
I
time.
know.
This is after flushing 4 gallons out.
What's up, Rick? Hey, so I use
I don't either.
environmental.
So fuel, it does look a little bit more cloudy, but there's no metal in this whatsoever. None at all. You might see what looks like a spot. I think it's at like 12 o'clock, but that is not. That is part of the container. I'm comfortable with that. I like what I'm seeing there. Do one more. There's like this little white speck on that what I said was at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's part of the container. It's like a pigment change in the blue. My brother and this customer are in luck. I guess as far as the final update goes on this car, my brother's gonna put all this back together, and I don't know, I'm not coming back to just show the car running. So we're done. I'm pretty sure that these are things that other people are running into, and I look forward to hearing the comments underneath. what you guys are doing as far as the little metallic flakes. Was it in fact a high pressure pump that back feeds back into the low pressure system? I know it does on this. That was putting those pieces of little small particles of metal back into the supply line. That's my theory with that. I'm anxious to hear your guys' thoughts. I don't believe that this tank needs to be dropped and the pump replaced based on what I'm seeing now. So high pressure pump, 4 injectors, clean the rail, change the oil, cross your fingers. That's where we are with this. The cross your fingers part would be piston ring damage, all of that. I was comfortable the way the car ran at higher RPMs. When we initially started, it was hitting on all cylinders, but all of that stuff needs to be brought to a customer's attention before you would, you know, absorb a job like this. I mean, you're talking, like I said, around 1,700, somewhere in that range, all said and done. Expensive repair for this. Danner, I'm comfortable, I think, not having you drop the tank. So I just did a sample after pumping out 4 gallons, and I'm not seeing metal anymore, and the tank's just about empty too. And
yeah, I mean, and a lot of that could have just been sitting right down in here and not even made it too far.
correct.
You know?
Yep. And they were such small pieces, but
Yeah, but you're dealing with small pieces.
well, thanks, man.
Yeah,
So let me
no.
know how it runs when you're done, and I
Yep.
can put that in the comments of the video. Thanks for joining us, guys. Hope you liked this one. It wasn't fun here at the end, but I think we got it. Appreciate you guys being here with us. We'll see you next time. So one final piece to this video, and I apologize that we did not go back to hear the car run, but I did call my brother when he was finished, and he did change the oil, of course, and he said that the engine did not make any noise whatsoever. It blew some white smoke for a little bit. Of course it would, because the exhaust was still saturated with fuel, and then everything was perfect after that. As far as was there a catalytic converter damage and those types of things, time will tell. But in my opinion, when you have a catastrophic failure like we did, and the exhaust gets so flooded with fuel in that way, it really isn't catalyst damaging, because there's no burn taking place. I mean, you're literally putting the flame out. Everything was just steaming in there. In my opinion, anyway, that's why you can not have catalyst damage when that occurs. But in any case, no cat codes, no other issues, and no engine noises. I just wanted to point that out, because, and we did mention that at the end, that, you know, when you have a situation like this, you have to warn your customer of the potential for engine damage. And you know, there's a lot of other tests that were suggested, like compression, and also, you know, some of you had mentioned in part 1, you know, could you have, you know, looked at pintle hump on fuel injectors and things like that. And those are all great suggestions. The problem is those were stuck open, and the longer we did any testing whatsoever on that car with that constant fuel spray in the cylinders would have been a bad thing. So looking at injector current ramps and pintle humps and things like that was not something that you'd want to do in this circumstance. But warn your customers, you know, definitely check your compression would be the recommendation, and then depending on the debris, you know, drop in the tank, and possibly an in-tank fuel pump would be an option too in some circumstances. But hope you guys liked this video. We certainly enjoyed watching the production part for this part 2. I know you guys will too, and my brother's super funny, and I always miss his comments in real time, because I'm always thinking and teaching. I'm in teaching mode, and my brother and his commentary behind the scenes always makes me laugh. I know it does you guys too. So thanks for joining us again, guys, and we'll see you soon. I'm bleeding. I used Caleb's knife.
Yeah, he had a wart on his finger. He
To
said,
cut-
"Hey, do you have a sharp knife?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And
To
he cut
cut-
his freaking wart off with it. I was like, I cut apples with that. It's disgusting.
Just go along with your bloopers at the end.
Sure. It's really gross.
Yeah. Can you see the rag in my hand?
No, if you keep your hand down.
Okay.